descended upon College Station for summer passing league glory, and we are here to recap it all on the Dave Campbell's Texas Football State 7-on-7 recap show. I'm Greg Tepper alongside Ashley Pickle in the comfortable air conditioning here in our Louisville studios, which we can't say for our colleagues who are down there, but as hot as the weather was down there, the action on the field was even hotter.
Absolutely. I think a lot of times with State 7-on-7, we hear people go, oh, it's not real football. Who cares, man? It's football in June, and to me, this always signifies the first weekend, like, our football juices are flowing. Like, we're almost there. We're getting going.
Yeah, it's the first step towards the fall, and of course, we had big-time action down there in College Station. Let's start in the Division III ranks. The smallest teams get right to the action with state semifinal action between Goldthwaite and West Rusk. Goldthwaite withdraws first blood. Quarterback Hayes Greenway fires to Talon Gardner, who breaks away for a long touchdown. Eagles up early. Then West Rusk would respond in highlight fashion. Trig Pratt launches it. Watch this catch here from Cam Brown. Goes up and gets it. What a grab. Goldthwaite would go back to work, but this time Greenway picked off Alex Ponce. Huge defensive play there, and the Raiders would capitalize. Pratt fires, sliding Brown in the back of the end zone. Raiders take the lead. Then, in the waning moments, Pratt calls ball game. Firing this touchdown pass to Comantre McGregor, West Rusk into the title game, 21-6.
In the other semifinal, it was Ganado and Lexington. Ganado getting it started there, looking to go again, and he finds his receiver there in the end zone. Lexington looking to answer. Case Evans looking, and connecting with Caden Chappelle, who goes airborne for the leaping snag. Evans again looking to go deep, and it's picked off! Logan Burris with the interception and a shake and bake to cross the field, pitches it off, but it would be blown down after that. And then Lexington back with the ball. Evans not shying away. Chunks another dime to Zach Carter in stride for their first score of the match, but it would not be enough. Ganado would go on to win it 24-7 to earn them a spot in the state title game, where they ended up last season, but were not able to get it done against Tidehaven.
Came up short in the title game last year. They're back into the title picture, taking on West Rusk into their first ever title game. What would happen? Let's go to the championship highlights between West Rusk and Ganado. Ganado would start the party already. Landon Arriaga rolling, nowhere to go. Fires into traffic. What a grab by Cole Burris. The sophomore puts the Indians on the board. Time for West Rusk. Trig Pratt looking left, fires, but it's going to be picked off by Cohen Ott. The sophomore intercepts it, takes it back for a pick six. Ganado up 12-0 early. Indians looking for more. Arriaga, pump and go. Fires deep, finds a wide open Logan Burris for the score. Indians in full control. Raiders looking to claw back into it. Pratt in the red zone, fires short to Comantre McGregor. Ball comes loose, but he had it long enough. Touchdown Raiders. Then more from West Rusk. Deep shot here into your living room. What a grab from Jalen Jones in traffic, but too much from Ganado and too much from Arriaga. Again, down the seam. Logan Burris. Ball game. Ganado wins its first ever state 7-on-7 championship, beating West Rusk. Let's get reaction.
I feel like leaving last year we had some unfinished business, and I knew with this team we have, we're gonna come back and we're gonna do it again. I think it gives us a bunch of confidence, but we're gonna work on staying humble and getting better every week and making it happen in real football.
So Ganado avenges last year's state championship loss to bring home a title, and for a team that we have high hopes for in the fall, the summer is looking pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. Head coach Josh Irvin was down there watching his team, obviously not able to coach in 7-on-7, but he said what he liked the best was the defense. That secondary really started playing well. They had 3 defensive touchdowns, 2 of which in that championship game. So we know the offense can move. Now we get the answer finally that defense is looking good for the Ganado Indians. All right, so there we go. That was the semifinals and championships, but there was a lot of other Division III pool play games spanning all across the state. Now we want to take you a quick segment here through all of those games. Let's get started off with Hamilton and Rice consolidating. After winning the 2A Division I title in real football last year, Hamilton looking to get back with quarterback Oliver Summers. They call him Ollie. He's going for the long one here after scoring on that first one. He airs it out, and it's picked off! Rice consolidated Kevon Parker in the end zone. Ollie, though, not shying away, zips this one right in between the defenders. It's tipped, but it lands in the hands of the Bulldog receivers for the score. Consolidated looking to respond with quarterback Corday Johnson directing traffic and finding DJ Amos in the diving grab in the corner. Bulldogs continuing to fight back with Ollie Summers, showing great poise in the pocket for the young player, only a sophomore. Unfortunately, it won't be enough. Rice Consolidated will go on to win that one 34-32. Up next, it's the Axtell Longhorns taking on the Bulldogs of Millsap. The Horns would get the offense going early with Levi Levers hitting Cross Williams, who will then cross the field. See what I did there? For the score, Millsap now looking to respond here with Madden Gilbert hitting the big 6'2 junior wide receivers Miles Griffin over his shoulder for the easy walk-in score. Gilbert again is going to look, lets it rip and locates Luke Klappenbach with the massive leaping catch, falling into the defender for the score. He'll chest bump with Andre Garcia for that one. They will then tack on the extra point with Gilbert finding Cash Williams, this time with the grab, 31-27. In a nail biter in College Station. How about a little Bulldog on Bulldog action? New Waverly taking on Coahoma. The Bulldogs of New Waverly would get us started here with a nice little drop pass from junior quarterback Ryson Nunez in the end zone, but it wouldn't take long for Coahoma to answer back with Austin Jocelyn targeting Austin Molina, who would catch it in stride and turn on the Jets on the far side of the field. New Waverly again, this time Nunez completed the fact with the shake and bake to put the Bulldogs back in the lead. Coahoma on the ensuing drive. Jocelyn, he's going to take the snap here, look over to the bench, say, all right, here we go, guys. He's going to look and let it rip and hits his favorite target in Austin Molina for his second score of the game. Extra attempt, a point is good. This time, Lansom Moore, and they would just keep piling it on as they go on to win 28-20 in exciting fashion. One down in Veterans Memorial Park.
Jefferson taking on Three Rivers. Three Rivers quarterback Paxton Solis connects with a quick connection to Holden Terry for a short game. But Jefferson's turn. Chance Washington, star athlete playing quarterback, finds R.J. Taylor on a crossing route, gets in for the score. Then more on that connection. Washington to Taylor. Another dart, another score. And for good measure, how about a deep ball? Washington firing deep to Caden Grigsby in stride. Jefferson wins it over Three Rivers 26-6. Lexington taking on Tidehaven in Pool F, one of the pool games we are most looking forward to. Stratton Crow, the quarterback for Lexington, is going to fire left, find Jacob Singletary for the score. Then more, this time Crow for Tidehaven is going to find Austin Claiborne. The thriller from the killer extends their lead. Lexington's turn now. Quarterback Chris Smith rolls to his left and finds Jurian Moore. The junior hauls it in for the score, but just too much from Tidehaven and too much from Crow. This time pulling up, firing deep to Singletary. Watch him throw on the brakes and leave the defender in the dust. What a play. More from the Tigers. This time Stratton Crow is going to drop. Look for DJ Foster. Turn me up, DJ. Get some great yards after catch. Tidehaven leaves Lexington behind in this one, 40-19. Finally, to Pool E we go, where Albany was taking on Ganado in pool play. Albany with the ball first. Quarterback Clay Chapman looks for the end zone, but it's picked off. Logan Burris, Johnny on the spot, and the Indians make a big stop. Then it's Burris with another interception. This time he won't be stopped. The senior takes it all the way back for a pick six. Albany would shake it off, though. Chapman going to look deep, down the seam, find his man Aiden Vickers for the score. Ganado's got the ball back now, and it's Landon Arriaga looking, the lefty, rocks and fires deep. It's going to be picked off by Vickers, though. Great defensive play by the junior, but Arriaga, no worries here. He would shake it off next possession, fires down the middle, and will find Cade Nixon for the score. Ganado wins it en route to a state championship, 25-13. Over Albany. It was great small school action there that was pool play on Thursday morning and afternoon, and a lot of opportunities for us to see new looks, right? We wanted to see what Tidehaven was going to look like with Stratton Crow, their quarterback, taking over. That's one of the things that I really like about 7-on-7 is that while, yes, you don't have the linemen, and the linemen are going to be key to winning in the fall, it is an opportunity to get some questions answered. I think in the Division III ranks, we certainly have that.
Absolutely. And I want to make sure to take a moment, and this was all over TexasFootball.com, but to shout out Cam Hollywood Brown from West Russ. The junior wide receiver really showed out, and I think that was something that most of our guys, specifically some of our recruiting guys in Mallory Hartley and Greg Powers, really took away from the weekend. But it was a great time with D3, like the newest of the divisions to come into State 7-on-7.
Ganado, your Division III state champions. Congratulations to them. after the break, let's take a look at the Division II championships. If you stay with us.
Texas football starts here. So does Lane's. Born and bred in Texas since 1994, Lane's Chicken Fingers got its start in College Station serving fresh, hand-breaded chicken fingers, crinkle-cut fries, and our famous Lane sauce. Today, we've grown to more than 50 locations, but our roots are still Aggieland proud. In town for the state 7-on-7 tournament? Stop by any College Station Lane's location and mention the tournament for 15% off your dine-in order. Lane's Chicken Fingers. Try the original.
7-on-7 is sponsored by H-E-B, proudly serving Texas since 1905. Swing by your neighborhood store for fresh produce, top quality meats, and all the snacks your crew loves. Find friendly faces, great deals, and Texas pride in every aisle. Because at H-E-B, here, everything's better.
The Texas 7-on-7 Pool Reveal Show is presented in part by Visit College Station, proud sponsor of the Texas 7-on-7 State Championships.
Thanks to the support of Huntington Bank, new DCTX subscribers can receive 50% off an annual subscription through July 15th. Get ready for the season with rankings, previews, recruiting coverage, statewide stories, and Friday night coverage Texas football fans count on all year long. Use code Huntington, that's HUNTINGTON. Huntington Bank is proud to support Texas teams and hometowns on and off the field.
And we welcome you back into our 2026 State 7-on-7 recap show. Ashley Pickle alongside Greg Tepper just went through Division III. Now we move up into the Division II ranks. Let's start off with the semifinal games here. The first one out of the left side of the bracket pitted the Graham Steers against the Lamarck Cougars, a rematch of pool play. The Steers looking to charge first. Cooper Corley with plenty of time in the pocket delivers that one to Thomas Lamarck on the ensuing drive when junior quarterback Aaron Walker heaves this one to Romello Robinson. Back to Graham Corley, looking left, looking right, fires one to Brody Martin, who extends over the defender to pull this one down and back into the corner of the end zone.
Meanwhile, the other semifinal, Pilot Point and Van Alstyne. Pilot Point draws first blood. Luke Daniel to Luke Connor. It's Luke to Luke for a Bearcats touchdown. Van Alstyne would respond. Aiden Landeros, nifty play, rolling, throwing against his body to Ashton Welch for a score. On the conversion, Landeros to Xavier Vaduri, for the score. Then they would pour it on from there. Landeros, deep shot to Amarian Taylor. Van Alstyne into their first ever state 7-on-7 title game, 27-13 over Pilot Point. Awfully impressive there from Van Alstyne, a team that we have high hopes for, and showing out there in the early going there to make it to their first ever state 7-on-7 championship game against a team that is no stranger to the state 7-on-7 stage. Graham, one of the most decorated programs in 7-on-7 history.
Yes, they went into this game looking to claim their fourth championship. So let's get into the championship highlights on this first one. Take your eye off the ball and watch number 3, Caden Benedict, who will hit the spin cycle there and burst forward with a long reception. That would set up Aiden Landeros scrambling to the right, looking back left, and finding Caden Benedict on the shallow route when it was broken up in the end zone by Thomas and Burkett. Graham now back on offense. Cooper Corley with an absolute laser to Bryce Martin for the score. Kason Howard now in the pocket for Van Alstyne. Airs this one out and drops it to Tim Moore for the touchdown. Steers wouldn't take long, finding a connection straight up the gut to Kason Bates. Then Corley's pass goes up and it's deflected by Alstyne's Graham Haynes and pops into the arms of Landeros, who will pitch it where it'll eventually find a whistles. The Panthers looking to capitalize. Howard squeaks it through 3 Steers defenders to Xavier 4-6. We're not done yet. Corley calm in the pocket with that easy line there to his guy Brody Martin. That would do it. The Graham Steers would go on to win the Division II State 7-on-7 champions. And we will hear from the MVP. Let's get reaction.
We told you 2 nights ago you had the team to do it. Did we not? So we told you again last night we had the team to do it, and we did it. And it wasn't the offense, it wasn't the defense, it was the Graham Steers. It was everybody. It was also everybody over there. Go. Okay? Yep. Graham Nation travels today. I don't care what you look around, nobody travels like Graham. Nobody travels like Graham. That support they give you guys is unmatched. Then love them up, tell them thank you, but you guys celebrate each other because you earned it. 7-on-7 state champs. Oh yeah, Dylan, some hardware. Oh my God.
We pass a lot, so us coming out here and winning the state championship in this, it makes us feel good about the season. We had a wide receiver on the left side go down, big time playmaker, but we had some guys step up and they made plays when we needed it.
So I don't know what got me more hype there. Was it Clay McChristian's incredible speech at the end of that, or was it Matt Stepp in his big dumb hat proudly presenting that championship belt?
What a reward. You work hard for over state qualifying tournaments to get into the tournament, and then you go through a really difficult pool, as Graham did, get into the tournament, battle through some really tight games, and your reward is that Matt Stepp hands you a championship belt. I mean, it does sound pretty cool, I got to be honest. But congratulations to Graham. Of course, one of these 7-on-7 powers, a team that we've come to expect year in and year out. They win their 4th 7-on-7 state championship. It's just ingrained in their culture. You heard Clay McChristian talking about that. They do travel really well. They take this very seriously. This is something that they believe benefits them in the fall, and it has. I mean, this has been one of the best programs consistently there. A team we've got high hopes for this year, a top 20 team to start the year in Dave Campbell's Texas.
Yeah,
football.
that dynamic duo between Cooper Corley and Brody Martin is it's going to be dynamic. They scored on all 5 of their drives. The 6-1 was the only one they didn't score on, and it's because they were holding the ball because they were about to win.
Exactly right. Awfully impressive. Congratulations to the Graham Steers, your Division II state champions. But that isn't all the Division II action we've got. Let's get to some pool play action from Thursday morning in College Station, starting with Waco La Vega taking on Paris. La Vega with the ball. Big Courtney Parr is back, and he is dealing. Deep shot here. What a snag by Keith Spratt. He will beat the defender to the corner. Touchdown Pirates, and they are fired up. Meanwhile, it's Paris's turn now. Quarterback Bentley Cable is going to fire a bullet to Jacadrian Record. Tight window there, but they make it count. And then more from Paris. This time, Cable is going to fire to Marquise Shelton on the seam. Paris edges past La Vega 20-13. Corpus Christi Miller taking on Hampshire Finette and Pool G play. Miller with the ball. Jaden Vela looking for it all in your living room. Over the shoulder catch from Isaac Salazar. Bucks up early. Time for the conversion. Vela looks across the middle for George Simmons here. They're feeling good in Buccaneer country. But Hampshire Finette's turn. What a show from Blake Broussard. Laying this one in there for Jace Bennett, who hauls in the diving catch. What a play, and yeah, flex on him, young man. Miller, though, would have a response. Vela will find Gabriel Salinas, who will break into the open field and outrun the Longhorns for the score. But Hampshire Finette would get their lick back. Broussard looking over the defenders, delivers a perfect strike to Bennett for the score. Hampshire Finette wins it 34-20.
On to Austin LBJ and Seminole. The Jags will strike first here with this scoring pass to Josiah Covington. Seminole, their first time at state 7-on-7, gets their shot on offense and will cash one here. Jacob Gonzalez to Gavin Nielsen. That's Gavin with a Y, who tiptoes it in. Indians get the dub 25-7. Somerset and Paris taking on some action here. Somerset going long, and it's Nichols able to come down with it with a chance now. Alvarado will mash the big man Tutty. How about that? 6'6", 330 Easton Ponce. Paris looking to respond, and it's Tannen Herrenberger on the slant route. Back and forth we go. Bruntello throws the needle past a slew of Wildcat defenders. And then again, this time to Gonzalez. Paris would squeak this one by with Dalen Johnson and go on to win a thriller 27-26. West Orange Stark and Cuero, the Gobblers, hauling in this one in here from DeXavian Bonner. The Mustang senior quarterback, Quaylen Dugas, scanning with the open receiver, and it's picked off. Jarvis Williams with the interception for Cuero. The Mustangs later in the game giving it another shot, this time successful from Dugas, zipping this one to JaQuincy Walker. Cuero back on offense with Camelo Perez, putting the bow on it, the 24-6 win for the Gobblers. Cuero, a team that seemed to very much impress to this tournament.
Yeah, I think there was a couple teams that we wanted to find out about this year. Cuero is one of them. They've got a lot of moving parts there for the Gobblers. We got high hopes from it. We need to see something, and I think
they got to replace Walker Dietz too.
Yeah, I think that is a big part of it. I think all eyes, we were very impressed with what we saw from Somerset. They had high expectations coming here, kind of as a sleeper in 4A. I think they showed out in a big way. That was awfully impressive. And then going back to the title game, right? The title game of Graham beating Van Alstyne. I think you take a lot away from Van Alstyne and their run there. Their ability to have those weapons out there and come up with big defensive plays, I think will serve them well in the fall. A good number of teams that we learned a lot about. I'm interested to download a little bit with some of the guys who were down there, which includes Matt Stepp and Carter Yates, who recap the Thursday and Friday action.
Carter Yates and Matt Stepp here in beautiful but scorching hot College Station. The only thing hotter than the temperature is the play we saw in the field today for D2 and D3 bracket play. Stepp, you were right in the gamer for Graham and Van Alstyne, the championship for D2. That's not a matchup anyone expected, I feel like, and that is the story of the day for D2.
Yeah, we thought going into the tournament D2 was a little bit wide open, and then, all of a sudden, one of the traditional powers rises up in the Graham Steers, winning their 4th 7-on-7 state championship. They are now in elite company with only Salina as the only other team to win 4 7-on-7 state championships. Cooper Crowley at quarterback, Brody Martin at receiver were the stars in the championship game. A tough 32-25 win over Van Alstyne. The Steers, I think they kind of secured things, back 2 wins over Lamarck this weekend, a 1-point win in pool play. Then they have a rematch with the Cougars in the semifinals, and it was a defensive struggle. The Steers defense comes up big in a 19-13 win. Great weekend for Graham, and they get their 4th 7-on-7 state championship.
And then I know Van Alstyne really shocked the state out here by beating Stephenville, the defending real football champions, 16-0, undefeated Yellow Jackets. What did you see from Van Alstyne this week?
Just crisp offense and then timely defense. They have a little bit of an advantage because they have a former head coach as their 7-on-7 coach. Okay. Former Sherman head coach and Allen defensive coordinator Corey Kane is their 7-on-7 coach. He's out of coaching now. He's in the real estate business, but he still knows ball. And so he had Van Alstyne playing very, very well. Key plays. They had a 1-point win. Their defense in the quarterfinal win over Stafford. They beat Stafford 19-18. Stafford scores at the end of the game to cut it to 1. They go for 2 in the win. The Van Alstyne defense comes up with a big stop and enables them to get to the semifinals and then eventually to the championship game.
And let's put a bow on Division II. Any other standout teams or players you saw today?
Again, Lamarck. I think the Lamarck Cougars are back. Wade Oliphant's done a heck of a job there. I was very impressed with them. Bay City had a nice run to the quarterfinals. We know they're going to be good. And how about Pilot Point, a running team, got there and threw it around very well. Now, what did you see? Let's switch to the Division III bracket because I know you want to talk about those Ganado Indians.
Well, we saw Ganado dominance, and it was so funny because when we give them the championship belt, I've done this for 3 years now, and these teams get so hyped, but Ganado looked like they expected it when they got here today, and they absolutely beat the brakes off of West Rusk in the championship game, 34 to roughly 13, I think. I don't know. I'm kind of forgetting it's hot out here, but Logan Burris, Landon Arriaga, that quarterback wide receiver.
30 to 13. 30 to 13.
I was
close enough.
Logan Burris was the MVP of the day for Ganado. In pool play, he had 5 touchdowns on offense, 1 defensive touchdown. He looked just the part today on Saturday. Landon Arriaga had a pick 6. Also threw multiple touchdown pass to lead them to a victory.
Yeah, we talked about West Rusk. What a great run in their first ever state 7-on-7 tournament, led by Cam Brown.
Hollywood.
They go 7-1 on the weekend. They get all the way to the championship in their first ever appearance at College Station. The Raiders got to be going back to East Texas, feeling really good despite falling in the championship game.
Well, they found a star in Cam Hollywood Brown. He's called Hollywood because that was a cinematic experience watching him out there today. I liken it a lot to Frisco Panther Creek's Jalen Lott's performance last year. Unfortunately, Hollywood Brown could not finish the championship game because he was cramping up. He really left it all on the field.
Playing both ways.
Some of the best plays I've seen from any player in this entire tournament 2 days in.
I'll say this before we go. I had a college coach call me before the Division I tournament started. He said he was hoping that Cam Brown would not have this good of a tournament because they had him as a big sleeper, that he's number 1 on their board, and I think he's going to be a name on a lot of colleges' boards going forward.
Well, you know who else had a good day, Matt Stepp? You and I and the Dave Campbell's team will be out for one more day at the College Station State 7-on-7 tournament. D1 bracket play tomorrow. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Carter. Thanks, Stepp. Get some sleep. They did. Don't worry. That was recorded yesterday.
Way to let the shine go.
Puts a bow on Division II and Division III action. After the break, the big boys, Division I action, and a stunning state championship you don't want to miss.
Y'all ready to deliver?
Let's go! I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. We like to move it. I like to move it, move it. She likes to move it, move it. He likes to move it, move it. We like to move it. I like to move it, move it. She likes to move it.
HEB delivers your Texas favorites in as little as 2 hours with lowered fees and more time slots than ever.
Say howdy to College Station, home of Texas A&M University and a true Lone Star State original. This is a place that majors in good times, has a master's in great food, and could teach the world a thing or two about hospitality. If you're looking for a fun-filled escape like no other, look our way and learn why you'll love it here. Plan your trip at visitcollegestation.com.
Back here on the Dave Campbell's State 7-on-7 recap show, Greg Tupper, Ashley Pickle with you. We've gone through Division 3 and Division 2, but what about the big boys? Division 1. Now, Division 1 does work differently because in Division 2 and Division 3, every team qualifies for the championship bracket.
That is correct.
In Division 1, only the top 2 teams in each pool move on to the championship bracket. The other 2 teams are put into the consolation bracket. Still a lot to play for there. And we had a tasty consolation championship between, would you believe it, Wichita Falls Memorial and Wichita Falls Legacy. Crosstown rivalry renewed in College Station. Let's get to the highlights of this one. Legacy would strike first. Deep shot here from Knox Hodges to Quan Carroll. In stride, touchdown Leopards, but Memorial would have the upper hand here. Quarterback Cole Burkhead is going to fire deep. And look at this tumbling touchdown grab from Micah Garcia. What a grab. Memorial topples its crosstown rival for the consolation title, 20-12. Congratulations to them. That means a lot. And I'll tell you that I think the consolation bracket, sometimes it's about who wants to be there. And
Absolutely.
I think you can tell for both those teams, they wanted to be there. And when they got to that title game, you know they wanted to win that one.
Yeah, because realistically, those games start at 8 a.m. So you're out there all afternoon on Friday playing through the heat. And then it's like you've got to be up here to not even have a chance to really win the championship. Going out there and performing the way that they did means so much to them. And how cool is that? We talk at 7-on-7 about it being a statewide affair and us having RGV and Texoma teams playing. They're like, how about we just drive 5 hours so we can play our crosstown rival?
Yeah, so we can play the guys from across the street. Congratulations to Wichita Falls Memorial, your consolation champions. On to the championship bracket and the state semifinals with 2 teams that know their way around the state 7-on-7 tournament. The Woodlands taking on Allen, who is still unbeaten in all of 7-on-7 play this year. Let's go to the highlights here. Allen and the Woodlands in the state semifinal. Quarterback Ty Snell for Allen rocks and fires. What a grab from Zach Williams. Eagles take an early lead. The Woodlands would respond. Caden Copeland, deep shot on the money to J.P. Loringer. Highlanders back in it, back to work for Snell, and Allen fakes one way, comes back to Andre Jackson for the score. Then the Woodlands Copeland dump off to Harry Miller in for the score. We got a wild one. Allen back at it. Snell, deep shot. Zach Williams. Touchdown Allen into the title game.
On to the right side of the bracket, it's the Cavaliers of Lake Travis up right here. Lake Travis Jr. quarterback Carson Carter. This time it's picked off by Levi Walker with the interception. Central, now Isaiah Taylor drops it in the breadbasket of Corbin Vergata and comes down with it to give a little bit of stare to the competition. Isaiah Taylor, again, this time goes right, looks back, heaves it up, looking for his man. The ball is tipped, but Carlos Micosino comes down with it with the grab. Cavaliers looking for the answer. Carter sends it back to Nolan Akins, who brings down the contested snag. Central would go on to win it 27-14. So we're looking into the championship, and we have the number 1 favorite, arguably, going into the tournament in the Allen Eagles. And checks notes one more time. The Chargers of Keller Central.
Yeah, it's a real David versus Goliath matchup. An all DFW state championship was set here. Allen taking on Keller Central, and let's see how it all played out. You will not believe this one. To the championship game we go. Keller Central. Quarterback Isaiah Taylor sends a message early. Deep post route to Gavin Smith for the score. Chargers up early. Allen would respond. Ty Snell over the middle to big Jaden Davis. He coast in for a score. We're all tied up. Central back to work. Taylor firing it into your living room. Carlos McConico Rowe will haul it in for a physical grab. Flex on him. Chargers back in front on the conversion. Taylor lofts it. Great one-handed grab there from Jeremiah Taylor. Back comes Allen. Snell rolls right. Throws back left hand. Jaden Davis again. Full extension. What a grab. Allen looking for more, but it's going to be picked off here by Levi Walker. Now, final play of the game. Central's down 21-20. Taylor looking, firing. Gavin Smith. It's Gavin Smith, a touchdown. Keller Central wins the championship on the final play.
Because we didn't play our best, but we still found a way to get the win. So I knew if we played our best every single game, that no one could beat us. We knew coming into this SQT that we wasn't going to be favored to win, but we didn't let that bring us down. We just like kept ourselves up and knew that we could get the win.
So Keller Central, a Cinderella story, brings home their first ever state championship in 7-on-7 in remarkable fashion in an unbelievable final contest there with Allen. And what can you say? When you're hot, you're hot. And I'll tell you, they've got some playmakers that made them a dangerous threat all throughout this tournament.
Halfway through the semifinal game of Keller Central and Lake Travis, our very own Mallory Hartley texts me and she goes, Isaiah Taylor, in all caps, is a madman. And I mean, between him and his brother Jeremiah Taylor, those two are a unit that seems to be unbreakable for the Keller Central Chargers. And if you're a Charger fan, if you're a fan of Keller ISD, I mean, you've got a lot to look forward to with this team. Don't let that take anything away, though, from how good Allen is and looks to be in the fall.
Yes, as Keller Central brings home an unbelievable state championship in Division I. But there was plenty of pool play, tons of action to get to. Let's go back to pool play. Start in Pool D with Fort Bend Hightower taking on Lake Travis in a game we were really looking forward to. Hightower right out of the chute. Carson White would find Dalen Dinkins for the score. Hurricanes on top. Lake Travis quarterback Gio Marizzi is going to fire around the corner to star receiver Luca Antoine for the score. Hightower, though, would respond. White looking for Lee Reeves III for the score, but Lake Travis holds on 22-20. Meanwhile, Argyle taking on Dripping Springs in Pool B play. Chase Ames for Dripping Springs dropped this dart to Judah Satterfield for a big gain. Then next play, Ames to Satterfield again, this time for 6 points. Argyle facing 4th and goal for the game here. New quarterback Hayes Hackney, but the defense comes up big for Dripping Springs. Drip wins a thriller over Argyle 21-20. Meanwhile, to Pool I we go. Amarillo Palo Duro taking on North Forney, and Palo Duro looked excellent here. Julian Reese throws a quick touchdown, then more from Reese to Arturo Velasquez for the conversion. North Forney tries to answer. Watch this. Temo Ekanola is going to throw it up. It's going to get tip drill to Keenan Posey. It's a pick six in remarkable fashion. Palo Duro, then Reese with an absolute dot over the defender to Eric Mims Sr. He gets a big gain. They finish off the drive from this touchdown pass to DeMarco Nickelberry. All Palo Duro in this one, 25-0.
Katie Tompkins and Pflugerville Weiss Falcons would take flight first with this pass from JP to Ethan Meadows for the score. Then again, Vaklovic dropping this one deep, but this time it's picked off by Weiss. That interception would then lead to Jackson Shad being able to throw off his arm, connecting with Jordan Anderson in stride. Now, Shad again, a name that we've heard all too many times, with the absolute rocket, this time to Jordan Gwynn. Tompkins would go on to seal the deal behind the arm of Vaklovic, 26-22. Moving on, Dickinson taking on PSJA North. The Gators quarterback Lorenzo Aguirre with a quick release to Isaiah Gray is successful. They look to run it back again, but this time the ball is knocked out with a huge hit there by Marky Quintanilla and ran back for the defensive score. Aguirre wouldn't let it shake him, hitting Tavon Gomez, who gets his toe down in the back of the end zone for the score. PSJA North looking to rebuttal when Jason Almanza has what might be the catch of the tournament with that one-handed grab. Gators back with the ball, hitting Jordan Hasker, who will stride it out, showing off his speed and grabbing a huge score for the Gators. PSJ North would put up an incredible fight, but fall just short in a 22-20 thriller down there in College Station. Beaumont United, the Timberwolves and the Plano Wildcats. Plano would get us started here with this touchdown grab from Isaiah Fowler, and then we run it back. This time, a snag from sophomore wide receiver TJ Johnson. How about we make it 3? CJ Smith was on fire early from short range with the Wildcats. The Timberwolves looking to answer when CJ Bronson rears back and drops this one in the back corner of the end zone to Brandon Fuselier for the score. Plano would go on to win it 27-25 behind the arm of CJ Smith.
Laredo United take on Frisco Panther Creek. Longhorns strike early, but Panther Creek, the defending D2 champs, would respond. Titus Schramm rolls left, finds super sophomore Sakura Cooper for the score. On the conversion, Schramm rolls right, finds Bruce Shaw for the score. Panther Creek wins it 27-15 over to Laredo United. Klein taking on San Antonio Johnson in Pool F play. Klein with the ball first. Carter Littell throws right to Mike Brown in the corner. Touchdown Bearcats. Get to know that name because more acrobatics from Brown there. A tumbling grab for the score. Again, he's not done. Johnson now. Elvis Estrada throws up. What a snare from super sophomore Braylon Allen. What a grab. More from Klein. More from Littell. More from Mike Brown. That's right. What a grab from the junior. He's fired up. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. One more time. Dial it up. Littell. Brown. What can Brown do for you? Touchdown Klein, 34-20. They beat San Antonio Johnson. To Pool N we go. Bastrop taking on Atascocita. Weston Nielsen fires deep to Zach Wilkinson for a big gain. Then Atascocita would go on the board with this catch here from Marlon Johnson. Eagles would be staying in, but too much from Bastrop and Nielsen. This time firing again to his favorite target, Zach Wilkinson on the post route. Then again, Nielsen to Wilkinson. If you've heard this before, it's because they've done it before. Another score there as he goes up against it. Atascocita defense would make a play late with this interception from Rome Alexander, but Bastrop goes on to win it 19-14. Of course, 64 teams in the state 7-on-7 tournament in Division I. There's so much to get to, and we're going to have, of course, team coverage on TexasFootball.com all week, but why wait? Let's go to two guys who were down there. Greg Powers and Matt Stepp recap the Division I tournament.
Greg Powers joined by the king of 7-on-7, Matt Stepp, and we just watched a thriller in the Division I state championship game out here in College Station to cap off a tremendous Texas 7-on-7 state tournament. A little bit of a sleeper walking away with the win, 26-21, Keller Central.
Yeah, Allen was my pre-tournament pick. They went 7-1, but just fell a little bit short. Keller Central scores on the final play of the game. Quarterback Isaiah Taylor playing both sides, carrying Keller Central on his back, along with some great performances from his cast of characters over there. And the Central Chargers come out of nowhere to win the state 7-on-7 championship. An unbelievable run for Keller Central, and they are excited. And I think they're going to carry some momentum into the fall because I have high hopes for them going into the fall this year.
What did you see out of Isaiah Taylor? He never left the field.
He's just a gamer. Last year I saw him as a sophomore. He had that early Texas Tech offer. Knew he was very, very talented. And then he's matured. He's gotten bigger. He's gotten stronger. He's a leader now. The kids all respond to him. He's just a gamer on both sides of the ball. And then you got his twin brother Jeremiah Taylor out there making plays. Braylon Dixon had a great day for Keller Central as well. But Isaiah Taylor is really kind of the maestro of this Keller Central attack on both sides of the ball. Just an absolute dog.
On the other side of the ball, Allen has nothing to hang their heads about. As a matter of fact, Ty Snell was the Panini QB of the day. Zach Williams, absolute baller as well.
Yeah, Allen's got a lot of great players. They had a couple of key receivers who didn't play today. They were a little nicked up. They got nicked up yesterday. Really efficient on the offensive side of the ball. And I think this was kind of one of those games. Last one with the ball wins, and it was Keller Central who happened to be the last team with the ball. But Allen's got nothing to hang their hats about. On the hoof, best looking team out here. Dudes all over the place. I thought their tight end had a great game in the championship
Jordan
game. Jordan Davis had a great game. Obviously Zach Williams defensively, playmakers all over the field. Just didn't work out. They beat the defending champs in the semifinals, the Woodlands, in a great game, 39-34. Turnaround, quick turnaround, and just Keller Central just had the ball last, and that was really the difference in this game.
Let's zoom out real quick. Give us some of your impressions leading up to this championship game.
I thought Cy Ranch had a great tournament. I have high hopes for the Cy Ranch Mustangs. They lost to Keller Central in the last play of the game, 33-32, in a really thrilling game. Cy Ranch could have easily been right here playing in the championship game. The game of the day was probably Lake Travis and Cy Fair in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, for sure.
Lake Travis hits a Hail Mary on the last play of the game to beat Cy Fair. This morning, a great game. Mansfield Timberview gave Allen a real good run there in the second round. Lost 26-22. But the Timberview Wolves in 5A Division II, I think, made a little bit of noise, and they're going to be a team to watch here in the fall as well.
Multi-overtime thriller between DeSoto and Coppell. I'm going to wrap that up. Back to you guys in the studio. We've had a whole lot of fun out here in College Station.
Thanks, guys. drive safe. Of course, TexasFootball.com is where you can find all of their insights. And it's another State 7-on-7 tournament in the books, and I would say it lived up to the hype.
Oh, it absolutely did. I think we saw a lot of verification on contenders like an Allen, like the Woodlands, like Coppell, who we knew have a chance to be very good heading into the year. But then we also saw people like Keller Central and Isaiah Taylor really kind of step up to the plate and deliver what we were hoping to see from some sleepers out there. I want to give a huge shout out to Focus Point Sports and all the guys that helped in the heat and the sweat down there with barely any shade bring all the highlights here. And of course, our interns Claire and Alyssa that helped make this show possible too.
TexasFootball.com is where you can find all the coverage of the State 7-on-7 tournament. We so appreciate you spending part of your Saturday with us. For our producer, Vinay Moreno and Ashley Pickle, I'm Greg Tepper. We will see you later on Dave Campbell's Texas Football.